Our next guest is Chris Boldt, and he is an RA in Dunn Hall, so he spends most of his time looking out for his dorm mates. And what he does in his spare time is no different, actually. He's been working on developing an app designed specifically to help people with mental health challenges such as anxiety and depression. Chris Boldt, welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Even around campus, I would imagine that in this day and age, there's a lot more in terms of anxiety and depression. How did you become involved and get interested in mental health?
Yeah, so you're absolutely right. Coming to school here at Notre Dame, the transition for me, it wasn't terribly easy. And I've had friends who it's been even harder. So looking at some of the challenges they faced has really excited me, and I recognize that there's a lot of problems that they face, and how can I help them to kind of overcome those challenges.
And from that came the idea for an app. It seems like there's an app for everything these days. What does yours do, and what's it called?
So it's called What's Up Doc. One of the major problems that I found out that these kids face is that between their visits to their doctors, they're supposed to summarize how they felt for an entire month, 2 months, in a few quick sentences. And so rather than just say, oh, I'm good or I'm bad, I thought of some idea, almost like a Fitbit for mental health, where we could track how you've been feeling for the entire month, for the entire 2 months. I hardly remember what I had for breakfast this morning, let alone how I felt 3 weeks ago. And so, by pulling out your phone, you can say, this is how I'm feeling, doc. You fill out a daily survey that provides a quantitative score. And you're really just checking in, saying, what's up, doc? This is how I'm doing today. This is how I'm doing the next day and the next day. So that he or she has way more information to give you the best possible care.
That's fantastic. I mean, and I'm amazed that nobody thought of it before.
Yeah, me too.
and I think more incredibly, the name What's Up Doc wasn't taken?
Yeah, no. So I'm from Southern California. I didn't want to have some ridiculous name, something that's kind of clever, and that was the first thing that came to me. I was sitting on my couch in Dunn Hall, and I thought to myself, what would be a good name? And I just typed in What's Up Doc. Actually won first among the undergraduates last year in this thing called the App Challenge. And I just filled out a Google form. All
right, so you're on your way to med school and all kinds of stuff. So what do you want to get done here, and where does this app go from here?
Yeah, so we've presented, obviously winning first among the undergrads at the App Challenge. I'll be presenting in Vancouver, Canada this summer. And then med school opens up a ton of new doors to continue this process. I'm looking forward to meeting Erin Hoffman-Harding and talking to her about it. I've had great advisors here at Notre Dame. Honorary Ventures, the head of the psych department for undergrads. He's really helped me on this whole process.
And you mentioned that you're looking for some funding here too, right?
Yeah, so funding is the big next step. You can only go so far with the idea. You can validate it, reach out to schools. Duke, North Carolina, they were all interested. But really it's, how much money do you have? And how can we really create the product so I can get it to the kids who need it the most.
And before we break, where's technology going here? Are there even more apps that could come out? Where do you see this going?
I think that it could be in the phones of kids across the country, really answering a huge problem that colleges face, which is how are your students doing beyond the classroom? Well,
Chris, really amazing. It's great. I wish you the best of luck in med school.
Yeah.
And, of course, with the app itself. What's Up, Doc?